Hey, this is the McGuire Review, and man, look at this lineup we got here from Osprey Games. So we got quite a few games here. I'm going to do just a full series on a lot of the stuff we got coming out of Osprey Games right now. We've got some things that have been out for a little while, and we've got a couple brand new games that we saw some releases at Gen Con 2016 that I'm pretty excited about. You know, over the course of this next week, I'm going to try to get through most of this. It might trickle into the week after that. You know, we got Labor Day weekend coming up, so probably not going to do a lot of reviews over Labor Day weekend, probably hang out with some friends and family, so we'll try to get through these next week if we can. Let's get to what we're going to be looking at here over the course of the next week or two. I'll start right up front here with Agamemnon. This is a brand new one that they've just come out with, and it's got a really thick Greek theme to it. It is strictly a two-player game. It's a 15 to 30 minutes, so it's a quick one, which I like when you get into these two-player games, having that quick combat battle done in 15. If it goes 30, okay, but that's a good time frame on a good two-player game. And we got 12 plus on this one, so we'll have to see after we get it out of the box and we give it the review and playthrough if that 12 plus really holds true. Because again, I've got a 7-year-old and she plays most, if not all, of the games that I do currently have and has no problem with them. So we'll have to see how this one works when we get it out of the box. Now, I will read really quick here, top part of the back of this box. None can defy fate but the gods themselves. Driven by the ambition of their king, the Greeks have arrived on the shores of Troy. Some seek power, some seek revenge, while others seek the great moment in battle that will defy their place in history. Pretty cool. All right, look at the back artwork on that. You can see it is a very simple, kind of straightforward game. There are no miniatures included, but it looks like it's got a great little game board here, and we'll see how this plays out. So I am pretty excited about this one. Next game we've got here is Let Them Eat Cake. This is also a brand new one out of Osprey Games, and this one's a 3 to 6, so this one's really going to be more of a party-style game. Generally, when you see that minimum of 3 players, you're going to want to have, you know, a good group on a game like this. It's a 45 to 80 minutes, which you generally don't see a 45 to 80 minutes, usually 45 to 90 or, you know, 60 to 90, but this is a 45 to 80 minutes. And a 12 plus as well on this one, same as what we had on our other game here. Now, this one's going to be, it's going to have various styles of, you know, promoting people up, trying to build others up for maybe later in the game they can kind of give you a little bit of a payoff. There's also components of, you know, kind of stab your neighbor in the back in this one. And I'll read kind of the top here that it's got. The glorious revolution has done away with tyranny. Now you and your friends make up the Revolutionary Committee, overseeing justice throughout the land. Still, now that the queen's gone, it would be a shame to let all that cake go to waste. So what you're basically doing is, as you go through this game, you're collecting these cakes on these cards, and it's the first person to 40 cakes to win. But again, you're going to have all kinds of, you know, interaction with the other members that you're playing with. You're going to be helping them out. You're going to be stabbing them in the back. You're going to kind of have a little bit of that action that's going on with this game. So it's got a wide genre of different mechanics that are going to be built into this one, and I really like that. And it really looks like it has some nice components. I saw this one set up at Gen Con. And it's got a nice little cardboard component stand, like a guillotine, and the cards are really great artwork, really fun artwork on them. So I'm excited to get this one out of the box as well. I'll move right over here. And, you know, this one's probably one that doesn't get a lot of publicity. It's called the Ravens of Thri Sahashri. And I probably butchered that name, but it's a very small form factor, as you can see, and I will read you what it has on the back here because it really looks like it's going to be a very, very interesting game. And it is a 2-player, 45 minutes, 14 plus. I definitely would follow the age range on this one because it looks like it could be fairly intellectual in nature as you play through this. It says it includes 42 oversized cards, a rule sheet, and 3 sealed envelopes. So that's very interesting to me. I love these games that come with these sealed sort of mystery envelopes that you unravel the mystery, you open them as you go through the game, and we'll see if this one plays out that way. But I'm going to read you this really quick because I thought it was I thought it was very interesting when I kind of read through this. Trapped in the prison of her own mind, Ren has only one chance of survival. Her psychic friend, Theth, must reach into her conscious to help guide her home. In this cooperative card game, one player controls the deck of memories while the other can communicate only through the placement of cards. Only by working together can they save Ren before the Ravens come to feast on her heartbreak and devour her memories whole. So it really feels like one person is going to play Ren trying to go through this, conscious dream state, and another person is trying to interact with her through this conscious. So it just seems very, very interesting how those two mechanics and those two different roles will play out in this one game. And I'm assuming these sealed envelopes are things you're going to discover as you play through this story. So I'm actually really excited about this one because, again, it hasn't got a lot of publicity, and I haven't really heard of this one. So I'm really excited, and I'm glad we've got this. The last one we've got here is Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space, and this is the Ultimate Edition. This one's been out for a little while, and it's got some great reviews from the Dice Tower as well as Shut Up and Sit Down. I'm really excited about this one as well. It is a 2 to 8 player game. There's a lot of interaction you're gonna have as you play through this game. 20 to 45 minutes, so I like that. You can sit down and kind of blow through a session of this, and it's 12 plus, so it's got a little bit of a lighter age group that's on this one in particular. So I'll read you the back here real quick. A mysterious alien plague has crept aboard the space station and is transforming the human crew into horrendous monsters. The remaining crewmen desperately try to save their lives by escaping from the derelict spaceship, but in the darkness the aliens are lurking, hungry for human flesh. This is a game of strategy and bluff set on a badly damaged deep space research station. Each player's identity and position is kept secret. You will need to interpret the movements and behaviors of the other players to learn where and what they really are. So this one sounds really, really interesting. And before I get to this last thing here, because this is going to be something special, I do want to really call out that Osprey Games is doing a fantastic job with their packaging and their marketing of their games. And I've noticed that lately over the course of the last couple years. They really, look, I just love the way they design these boxes, all of their boxes, and I don't know if that you can tell. This one, I mean, I'm not sure. It may be a little bit different, but I have to get the sleeve off to be able to tell. But these two definitely, as well as Odins Ravens, follow that same kind of book tome sort of design where the box opens up. You've got some artwork generally in the front. Everything's packaged very well, and it goes back together very nicely. And has a nice seal. Now there is no type of like magnet or anything in there, but the box does seal back up very nicely, and I find that it doesn't just kind of fold or kind of pop open. And I really like that packaging and that style that their boxes are following, and they're doing that with all their games. So guys, definitely keep that up. That's a really good design. I'll tell you another reason why it's a good design, because most of the games, and you'll see back behind me here, most of them are set horizontally, and the reason for that is because they got trays of components inside of them. I generally put my stuff in sleeves and bags to kind of keep it organized, but when you set that stuff up vertically, it just all kind of falls generally. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. You open the game up, stuff's all over the place. It aggravates me. So I just keep all the games stacked horizontally so I don't have that problem. With this style of game and the way that the components go in these games and they sit inside of the boxes that are in here, you can put all these right in vertically like tomes if you really wanted to. So if you want to take all these boxes and kind of put them right into your shelf, you could set them all right in like that, and you never have any problem with components falling all over the place. You can take it out, put it back in. I don't know. I think they've done just a great job with how they've done the packaging on these boxes. So I can't say enough. They're just doing a really good job with it. That's it. So to our last item here that I've been anxiously waiting to get to, and I'm sure you have as well. Odins Ravens. So I've already done a review on Odins Ravens in the past, and I've got a brand new in the shrink copy right here up for grabs. Okay, so we're going to do a raffle on this one. Now remember, again, this was originally came to us through a failed Kickstarter, not through Osprey Games. Let me tell you what Osprey Games did. When this game didn't make it through its Kickstarter, now it was successfully funded, but it ended up being a failed project, was never delivered, no one got their copy. Osprey Games picked this one up and published it, and when they did, they went back to all of the Kickstarters that were part of that original campaign, completely separate from them, they had nothing to do with it, and gifted a copy of this game to every one of the Kickstarters that backed the original Odins Ravens Kickstarter. Phenomenal, right? I mean, I get it from a business perspective. That makes complete sense. If you're going to pick up the game, let's make sure to make everything right. But they didn't have to do that, and I thought that that was a really, really noble move on their part as a game publisher to do something like that. And that's how I got my copy of Odin's Raven originally, which I've already done a review on. So, details for the raffle here. How are we going to do this? Over the course of the next couple weeks, so we're going to put an end date on this one of September the 9th, okay? So September the 9th, end of day, once it clicks over to September the 10th, the raffle's over. So starting now, right when you're watching this video, until end of September the 9th, you go to my Odin's Ravens video, not this one, the actual review of Odin's Ravens. I will put it in the comments of this video below, in case you want to just click and go right to it, but you can go to my channel, go to the board game reviews playlist, and you can quickly find it. Go to that video, watch the video, like if you like it, but the important part is comment below. And here's how we're going to choose the winner. Generally, a lot of people on YouTube, they do these raffles and these reviews, and they say, hey, it's generally comment-based, because whenever you do these raffles where it's like, oh, if you're the 100th subscriber or the 1000th subscriber, don't buy it. Because let me tell you, as a YouTuber, you can't really tell who exactly is the 100th or the 1000th, or, you got them coming at the same time. It puts it in a list. It's not always in order, so don't really trust that, right? So generally what you'll do with these raffles is it's going to be a selection of the best comment, the wittiest comment, the funniest comment, whatever. So a lot of these raffles are comment-based. So that's what we're going to do for this one. We're going to make it comment-based. So watch the Odin's Ravens review, go down, make a comment on it, and what you're commenting on is, how do you think Osprey Games did with Odin's Ravens? What is your thought around the quality of the game, the components, anything that you see in that review around what Osprey Games has done with Odin's Ravens? Because this is an older game that was redone, and I think that Osprey Games did a phenomenal job with it. The art is fantastic. There's lots of things that are great about the game. So whether it's the art, the components, the game style, the gameplay, anything you want, make a comment below. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove me from the selection of that, because again, a lot of these raffles are, all pick the favorite comment. Well, how do you really know that the person doesn't just pick one of their friends and family that made the comment, and that's who gets the free game, right? So let's make it totally fair. I'm going to remove myself from the selection of that comment. I'm going to, after September the 9th, have our friends at Osprey Games go to the comment board, review all the comments, and they're going to pick their favorite comment. They're going to send me that comment with that user's name, and then I will contact that user, and I will send you this brand new copy in the shrink. And we're going to do that in the States, in the United States, as well as internationally. So it doesn't really matter where you're located in the world. It's up for grabs. I'm not going to lock this down just for the U.S. It's up for grabs across the board. So that's how we're going to do the raffle. Remember, September the 9th is the end date on that, and the link to the Odin's Ravens review will be in the comments. You can also find that on my channel. So, be excited. I'm excited. Over the next week, maybe trickling into 2 weeks, we're going to get through all of these games here, and I can't wait. So, hit that like below. Click to subscribe to join. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time. Doesn't get a lot of Good Lord.